Okay. There's gotta be a white circle to indicate if this shit is recording. Go figure. I know my figure is gone already, so. Anyway, it is Sunday, fun day. It's 1:56 p.m. of a Sunday, May 16, 2021. May 16. So here I am, just dragging my feet over here today. And I've been listening to my playlist, to my jazz playlist, and most of the stuff is coming out is blues. I'm like, you're trying to tell me something? Keep finding this garbage, you know. Fair and Fairness from Becky. What's her damn district? I don't know. All these cookie characters are popping out out of nowhere. Oh gosh, this is the same gay mafia that got confabulated with Adriano Espaliat. And got my district, I guess. I don't know what it's just like. Oh, district attorney. See, they got all their team. Richie Torres, Eric Holder, Nidia Velasquez, and Adriano Espaliat. So now this is the new addition to the family. Wow. People so stupid they don't even see, like, come on, why you have to endorse somebody? And when you endorse somebody, then you push them really hard, like, you know, oh, you gotta buy this, you gotta buy that, you gotta, you know, I mean, this candidate, that candidate, oh, hot stuff. I'm like, and it's always the same, always the same. You know, ever since Richie Torres became city council member, he didn't even finish his term. You know, he went to Albany. It's like, the one that is kind of pissed off is because I'm sure he felt like being left behind. Oh, it's the same one. It's the same one. For Hadium Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein. The people are real stupid. Yeah, that's my district. Yeah, this was I didn't know it was the same one because I just found it on the floor, the other one that was wrapped up. And they're choosing like gun violence as if that is the biggest problem. You know, they never want to address any root cause of anything. Always, you know, criminalization is their solution. And of course, another small hat for Manhattan Borough President. It's like same shit. We went from white to white. We're going from white to white. I guess it's controlled opposition. Absolutely controlled opposition at best. At best. Freaking mafia. Oh gosh. I think I'm coming back. I was like dragging my feet up the staircase. And even when I left my house, I was like, I had interesting conversation with this gentleman from Harlem. I met him on May Day. But you know, my Obama phone, my brand new Obama phone I got, which is the most decent phone I ever seen from the Obama phones. I had to quiet it. You know, I don't want to, I mean, I only use it, if I'm meeting somebody or, just in case that person had to cancel or something. So I never really use it. But it do last, the battery lasts the most I ever seen. That's the most I ever seen the battery last, like 4 days and still got battery. I left it in the house over there, So we kept missing each other. So this morning he called me, finally, because I called him last night, I guess. He was busy because he was texting, and he don't text. I guess he don't text much because we text each other every other week, like, oh, there's a text, okay, very nice gentleman. He's Leo and Virgo. So he do have structure and discipline, and But he said he's only looking for one woman, and then I know that's definitely not me, because I'm 56. He must be in his 40s. I'm like, it's crazy. And I was telling him, you can have, different relationships at the same time. I don't know if he was really surprised by what I say, but come on, I really don't think there's any woman that can please one man completely. And every male species is hunters. Every male species. You see the pigeons right now? They're all getting attention everywhere in the street. Everybody because that's what they're made for. In order to have their brain and function and everything, they gotta be free, just like everybody else. Everybody else who's male. It would be ridiculous that, to think a man can be ready to deal with any situation by being in captivity. Yeah, that's what I told somebody the other day too. I'm like, oh no, it's just something wanted to argue well, I say you're right. Men in captivity are totally different than men being allowed to be men, you know. Not talking about, you know, whoring around or anything, but come on. Definitely a couple of mistresses, but you know, what I hear around about is like I downloaded Etta James greatest hits, and all she talk about is like my man, my man, my. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, especially nowadays. I mean, maybe back then it wasn't as crazy because we were prepared for marriage, and not only marriage but motherhood. You know how to be able to, you know, to cook this and that and whatnot, and how to take care of the house, how to be a great hostess, how to, you know, represent our family and our husbands, how to, like, you know, the whole thing. It was that's why, you know, that ancient African proverb, it take a village. You know, everybody was involved. You know, the parents. You know, the moment they knew they were expecting, and you know, you're expecting a girl or a boy, you already knew. You already told everybody back in the days. I mean, not everybody, but everybody who you wanted to, you know. Even when I was little, I grew up always like, you know, like hearing adults saying like, you know, like kind of like jokingly, like, oh, you know, for my son, you know, or they would say like, you know, for my daughter, whatever, you know, your child, whatever, you know. It's logical. Why are we gonna go on a dating app, which is not dating, it's debauchery? Why are we gonna, you know, do it on our own? Back then, it was like the families that, you know, in this case, you know, they knew each other for a long time. You know, they got marriages in common with cousins, whatever. They, you know, knew a family. So it was like a lot better. And people that like, you know, regurgitating, you know, this cracker propaganda, like saying like, oh, you know, like Sleeping Beauty or Romeo and Juliet bullshit or whatever, you know. And especially a teenager, so impressionable, is gonna think like, oh my god, that was barbaric, you know. That shit is barbaric. You know, marrying your daughter. Yeah, but you know, already like, you know, even looking into the zodiac, even you know, all those things. It was a relationship between families. And also, if it was in the field of whatever business, there probably will be a merging of, you know, a business merging. So that way, you know, society was, you know, woven tightly. So crackers so decent, so like, you know, oh no, that's not good. That's not good. Like right now, it's just like walking around and, or you know, whatever you find on the internet, it's like mistrust. Everybody is mistrustful of everybody, and of course that benefit them a lot. And I mean, imagine, I mean, like, it's not mandatory that all women talk to each other, but it could be great, great, great benefit. You know, like especially nowadays, we see a lot of. Hey, sweetie, let me give you some. Um, you know, want to go to work, whatever. So you can arrange your schedule to always having one of the mothers in the house watching the babies, watching the children. Not like today, we were like, oh, they're my cousins, and the cousin is a whore. You know, I'm not even making it up. You know, oh, my mother is watching, and you know, the mom is falling asleep everywhere. I know because that was happening like to my aunt. You know, rest in peace. She had like three ribs and other two like corral. You know, like corral. That's how you say that. You know, like a baby corral. Oh my God! Are you okay, sir? Anybody can help? Anybody can help? So anyway, I'm minding my own business now. So Gosh, I'm burping like an idiot. I'm sorry. Oh, I got.
Y se dio un golpe en la cabeza, una vaina. No, no.
Anyway, well, like, I cannot pause this. This is like, can't believe this apple, rotten apple. You still cannot, like pause the video and continue like the other one. Anyway. So, I mean, there's no question about it that this was the way society was structured 2,000 years ago, 2,500 years ago, was would have made it impossible, to colonize the whole world. It was like, introducing monogamy and a bunch of other stuff that they immediately identify as a roadblock, like a blockage to their intentions. And the final blow was the divorce. Divorce is like, I remember, it's like my father. He was like, he did not explain to us, but he did not want us to talk to divorced women, which I thought that was even worse. If he had explained to us, but I guess he saw us like retarded, which I was kind of. I didn't know anything about anything for a long time. So until internet came about, and then I ended up like, okay, so this is the way the world was, 2,500 years ago, and it had been changed, at gunpoint. It had been changed to suit up the interests of a tiny bitty minority, and that's what we gotta remember. I always, try to remind people. I've been almost 15 years, like around 15 years, in my own personal decolonization process, and it's a lifetime. That is a lifetime, and and it's I'm not gonna say it's difficult, but it is a lonely road because everybody feel like they are so happy with hey, how's it going? Good, where are you going?
I'm going home. I spent the whole night here. I found my brother just like that last year. I had to go to the hospital.
He almost hit his head. The gentleman right there.
Yeah.
I don't know you know him?
No, but I found my brother just like that. And the first time in his life, he drank too much, what do you call it, red label whiskey. And he's all over it.
Yeah, well, he don't smell. I didn't smell anything.
No.
I think it's sugar.
So, Brookie, how you doing?
I'm okay, you know, hanging in there. I'm going to my electrolysis. That's why I look so horrible.
Oh, well, you look all right.
At 6
You,
p.m.
you
because
lucky
she
I'm,
canceled.
you lucky I'm 80 years old.
Thank you, thank
Te
you.
veo.
Nos vemos, se cuida. Hasta luego. So, anyway, oh, I'm just gonna put it here. Not to switch it around. And yeah, I mean, that's all is left. You know, there's so many, like in my neighborhood, so many young men. They go out in their bikes, and they you know, they like run, 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 run. They really, you know, like, because that's all is left for them. That and there are initiatives. They're like, oh my God, there's a problem in our neighborhood. The bikers, the blah blah blah. Everything they do, it's bothersome. Everything they do, it's toxic. Everything they do is just like, you know, only when they benefit us. And I'm quoting, I think it was Dr. Dennis, attorney Dennis Sperling. He said that, you know, we're only allowed to speak when it benefits others. And I'm so glad, I'm so happy that there's people like him, like Dr. T. Hassan, like Dr. Tommy Curry, and until like not too long ago, it used to be Dr. Umar Johnson. And that's okay. I mean, I feel like people are like, come on, he already did it before anybody. Dr. Umar Johnson did it before anybody. We start talking about, you know, the weaponization of African American women, you know, and so now they all think like, you know, even even the what's it called, the matchmaker or whatever it's called, I don't know, Kevin Samuels. It's like, oh my God, it's like, and that's a big part of the problem. Is like we don't know how to stay in our lane. You know, people that like, first of all, they don't even know what to do. I mean, I guess I am such a pioneer that they don't even know what am I doing. You know, they don't know that I'm like, um, you know, this and that. I don't know. I don't know what is the problem with well, I know the problem. You know that I tend to, you know, go against their fairy tale, their the one that not fairy tale, you know, delusion, the delusion, you know, like whatever they call it now, the cognitive dissonance, everything they keep saying, you know, everything is getting great, whatever, I don't know, that's what they call incrementalism. It's like we're getting better, listen, we already had a black president, chill out, this is not overnight. And long story short, it's like 500 years later, and we have, every day we have more and more impoverished people. We have more and more people who are, you know, lost. They don't own anything. Especially, I mean, in the Empire State where I live, you know, there's very few people who actually own property. It's mostly, you know, small hats. You know, that's what they say, you know, according to statistics and according to Jay-Z, right? 90% of real estate, it's related to small hats. So, and also there's, you know, of course, you know, unbelievable censorship, terrorism, which exactly, censorship, that's what it is. When you have a video getting taken down all the time, your video, like they're telling you that you are promoting hate and you're going against community standards. When there's like, first of all, there's no community, it's their platform and they do whatever they want. I've told them, yeah, you are, what I told them one time, I forgot, I guess, oh my God, I'm going to tell them that to a little baby on the bicycle. I'm like, to mind your own business, bro. It's, no, I told him, that they're ruling with an iron fist, and you know, they they're getting away with it for now. But I mean, do I envision the the shutting the well? We have ransom cyber attacks. They have a name already. Like God knows how long this thing has been going on. Ransom uh, cyber attacks. They paralyze. You know, I mean, like my friend told me, the hospital where he was working for almost a month, they was held hostage. He said it's like all the blood work, all that stuff, it just had to be paperwork, and it had to be like, until they pay the ransom. Something that it's extremely dangerous. I mean, like this pipeline, they shut down the entire pipeline, and I mean, the name of the pipeline is Colonial Pipeline. I'm like, imagine it. Like I say, I'm gonna keep saying, imagine if that was in January. You probably would have thousands of people waking up, frozen, dead. I guess this is a warning. This was a warning. They say, okay, we're gonna do it in springtime, but guess what? Next time, it's gonna be January, February, and good luck. It's it's hard to believe what people can put up with, like side effects and stuff, and they think it's like, all right, yeah, I got side effects. Yeah, the side effects is like, can leave you, fucked up for the rest of your life, but, it's I mean, they did get rid of our ability to associate ideas, to associate events. One of the leading voices of the left in Mexico, she got a doctorate on psychiatry, and she said that she saw this meme about like a brain and somebody with the scissors cutting off, each brain cell, so they cannot communicate with each other. So we see everything as isolated events. I love to watch her lectures because, I mean, she know about these things. Obviously, she got a PhD, whatever it's called, I don't know. And I saw sorry, I'm distracted. Okay, I gotta focus. I gotta better close my eyes. But I mean, that helped me to understand, what's happening in the planet. This agenda of, I mean, cutting or stopping, I don't know how you say that, our ability to associate events and ideas. I mean, to me, that was like, okay, so that's an explanation that makes sense to me because, I mean, like, well, I know that it's just, I mean, colonized mindsets and all that stuff, but to the point that, I mean, you don't see that, that they're all part of the same family. You don't see that every corporation have to answer to the same people and they are regulated and they're like, or terrorized by, they decide which corporations stay, which corporations go. I'm like, I'm done. You know, I'm like, that is BBS. I mean, like, anyway, I'm tired. Why am I so tired today? Anybody put a spell on me, whatever? I cannot wait. They're repairing mine. I don't even want to, like, probably talk about that, But I know everything since I'm preparing myself and I'm like, I know I'm very strong. Like, obviously, you know, you don't get to be 56 and being transsexual, just by, So, but, yeah, ever since I made those videos, and when I exploited in rage after watching 83-year-old Congresswoman Maxine Waters tribute to Megan Stallion for Harper's Bazaar. I was like, I went, but I knew, because I have in that channel, I have several, because, I used to say, like, yeah, cannot believe them. I used to believe them. Somewhat. Not like totally, I knew something was off. Like, come on. Okay, it's not just because of your hair. It's not just because of, like, this, whatever, And even, like, I started to see now, this is something that, it's eventually gonna, like they say, it's gonna be coming down the pipeline or whatever. I don't know, that this is like, I see in Latin America. People, I have no idea who they are, but they are sharing these videos of African American women, fighting. So it's only a matter of time where that, anti-blackness is the entire planet's doctrine. That's what Dr. John Henry Clark taught. And it's true, there's not a single place that, that somebody with certain phenotype don't get right off the bat preferential treatment. There's just not. And that's, nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to, like, oh, well, that person looked like might be or not might be, so let's be very nice and be on point. And we are trained like dogs, to be like, oh, that person, have really expensive clothes or whatever. And it don't work for our African American brothers and sisters, or or indigenous peoples. It don't work. Yeah, trust me, I've seen them with couture and jewelry and watches and whatnot, and like like one time not too long ago, what was the name of the comedian Chris Rock? He confessed. I mean, he got stopped like what, like 4 times in 6 months for just driving his car. I mean, like luxury car, obviously. I mean, he's a multi-millionaire. I mean, like he have a car. Like, it's not worth it. And then you hear a lot, more often. I mean, you hear African Americans, just driving whatever car just to try to avoid, especially when they don't have the time to be stopped. But when it comes to like certain like phenotypes, and and it's all about the language, because the light skins, Creoles, biracials, whatever, mulattoes, they have I'm not going to say a complete, but a really good domain of the language too. So that's a lot of times how they get us. They get us like, start talking like these words that, like, so like, damn, this like must be, it's it's like a dog whistle that people are just like. About a month ago, the Mexican police, they killed this Salvadorian woman. And I said, like obviously she was the wrong phenotype. I mean, you can tell that she was like, mulata. Everybody went, like, get the hell out of here. She's white. You can tell she's white or whatever, And they're lying to their teeth, but they just don't want nobody talking about race, and that I don't have figured out. I really don't have the whole thing figure out, why it's like. But that's what I love the most, to talk about race, colorism, and the pecking order. that and I always associate that with bulimia. I think it's bulimia or anorexia. Where the people look at the mirror and they say, "Oh my God, I'm such a pig," and they're literally like this. They have, just bones and skin, like. But according to the doctors or whatever, they see themselves in the mirror, or when they go out, it's like, oh my God, I'm such a pig, and they end up even throwing up their own food, just because they get so disgusted on themselves, from being so fat. So I feel like that's the same thing with race. You find like, like in Dominican, which is not a republic, but anyway, they're like, no, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And you see things I mean, I live in a Dominican neighborhood, so you see the craziest things every day. Oh, there she is. The girl. The girl is back. I gotta start bringing cat food for her. I don't know where she was all this time. I haven't seen her in weeks. And it is just like, like yesterday I put on this dress I bought like 10 years ago. It's like, it was this drunk, cracker was like,
oh my God, that's so cute.
thank you. And he said, "You look like Betty Davis." I was like, "F you." And he was drunk as hell, and like at first I didn't even understand what he was saying, like, and then I say, "You say Betty Davis?" Who remember Betty Davis? Like, come on. It took me a while. It was like 15 minutes later. Nutcracker. But twice I got Dominican women like once she yelled, "Look at that! Mira eso, mira." And they caught me in a different mood. Otherwise, that's like. And I understand now, like say I'm 56, that a lot of times people they just, you know, that's the only way. That's the only way they want to, get your attention for some reason, and sometimes that's the only way. I mean, like, I give you a famous example. You know, Joseph Biden calling President Vladimir Putin uh, an assassin, a killer, something like that, right? Because he knew damn well that there was going to be 4 or 8 years and there was not going to be communication with uh, Moscow. Moscow. I don't know how you pronounce that in English. Moscow. Yeah, see, my language is like it's easy for me. I like it's just because the letter have only one sound. The A is always an A. The O is always an O. Oh my. So, but over here, like, oh no. But when it's with the this, it's like, and like, get that hell out. So, why was I saying that? I'm listening to the song and give me a big foot. That's just like, that's so, like, I don't know, I've been meaning to delete it, but I think that's so freaking, I mean, it is, I don't think a woman should think that, anyway. But that's it, that's what I say, it's like 7, 8 generations of feminism. Look at that song, I think is just from 1940s. And I heard this lesbian Latifah, who's not a queen, like a whore. She did her bio. I'm sure it's all about gay, like now every biography they make is to paint them out as the baby ran away too fast. She got scared. Got across the street. Yeah, that's what it takes. It's just a fraction of a second. That's what it takes. Like the same thing at home. If you got people going into your house, if you got people, you should be there when other people are in the house. And especially cousins and uncles and all that stuff, like, oh yeah, I'm at work, yeah, their uncle this, auntie that, she's in the house. It's like, you're just assuming that. And we all know by now, all these freaking things happen from people that we know already and trust. I remember when my sister told me, I'm like, oh God, well, she was in med school. And she didn't tell me who did it, but she called me, she said, I got raped. I was like, what? Like, I was like, I never saw her shed a tear in front of me. I don't know why. I was like, okay, that would. The same thing when she had her hysterectomy. Nothing. What the hell is going on? Why am I bringing that up? I don't even know. Oh yeah, but she told me it was one of her friends that they had gone somewhere, and that's when it happened. It's like, so we know that we all have all the statistics. We know numbers don't lie, and we know that, you know, especially vulnerable, like babies. There's nobody more vulnerable than a baby. You know, they can't speak. They can speak, and and if they are able to speak, we already know what they tell them. If you tell somebody, "I'll kill your mama," and it's like, come on, this is such a cliche. This is like whatever. Why is still happening? Why is still happening? Why? Oh, because I gotta go to work. Gotta make my own money. I gotta make my own money. I don't, they say I don't want to depend on nobody, and the bitch is getting food stamps and whatnot. And got Section 8 and stuff. So I was actually, I just remember when I started that conversation with the gentleman this afternoon. Oh, what time is it? I don't want to miss my appointment now. Oh, it's 2:48 p.m. It's at 6 o'clock. I get apprehensive, so I don't like to have appointments, like. Yeah, but I'm rather better leave soon. So I'll be closer by the place. And I lost the train of thought again. I was just remembering, but without any humility, it's just impossible, People are so miserable and so, but want to continue to be trapped in that cycle of misery. Hurt people, And it's always the same in retrospective. Well, my mom didn't know any better, and she trusted, the babysitter, whatever, and stuff, and it's 2021. I mean, the crack epidemic, okay, I get it. Oh, that they don't let them forget. They don't let them forget that. They keep telling me, oh, but African American man who sold crack in our neighborhood. And yeah, it was fucked up. But now it's 2021 and everybody's at work. You don't need to be 10 p.m., to think where your children are. But, at one point, I'm really hoping, I mean, we have like a major planetary alignments at the end of last year, 2020. I was hoping like maybe people gonna wake up. Maybe people gonna it's just I don't see myself, you know. I mean, like, I cannot understand that. I cannot understand that, you know. And now that some songs are louder than others. And now that I'm thinking about it, you know, I remember that I have had conversations about that, and like, oh, you worry too much, you know. I mean, people who have got to talk to me and know me a little bit, like, oh, you worry too much, oh, like whatever, and you know, I was brushing it off and like, oh yeah, 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 come on. Like I say, you know, I used to see a lot of articles on that and women's magazines that, you know, oh, you know, what to do about the guilt, what to do, like, you know. And even when I was little, and even when I was little, I was like, what are they talking about? You know, because I was very little, so I was like early 70s probably when I saw like, and that kept popping into my head, you know, these articles about the guilt and you know what to do with the guilt and stuff. I never read the articles. I'm like, I'm not well, I had difficulties reading, and, well, not that I got much better now, but you know, I mean, like, all these, that's what it is, all this television, all the media, that's what they're all about, you know, successful women, and you know how great it is, how great it was, and they don't say nothing like that, you know. Even after, like, for instance, you know, I just pop out to the head to, well, I guess it's my head. Even when I don't control my thoughts, I say the head, the brain, the mind, because I'm not there yet. I don't control my thoughts. You know, they just pop up. You know, like the that one I read. That one I read. You know, see, now I'm remembering that. I read the book of Christina Crawford. Christina Crawford, on John Crawford. I read the whole thing in high school. I was in high school, I think, when it came out. It was like in 7th, 8th grade, something like that. I don't know. And you know, once again, she's crazy. She's this. She's a liar. She's all that. You know. And then Betty Davis' daughter came out. Is it like, I guess, you know, it's coming out. That one I did not read because I thought it was like it's probably going to be about the same. But I did watch some of Betty Davis' programs on that, and how she was like, you know, so righteous and so like, you know, oh my God, how dare you? Like, come on, it's like everything. Like, you almost get the sense of like these bitches. It was like, that's so irrelevant. I got like 5 Oscars. You know, this bitch getting raped is nothing. It's nothing. Because, you know, I'm one of the most iconic actresses of all time, or whatever. How can you justify that? Put the life of a baby while you are in a studio in Hollywood. Your baby is getting raped in the crib. I cannot live with that. I cannot live with that. I can believe it's like it's been like 3 months since I watched that tribute, and I just like, I'm thinking I'm going turning the page. I'm turning the page, and it's like that happened to all of us. It should happen to all of us. There was always something more important than us when we was in the crib, and that's a tough pill to swallow. That's hard to believe. And I mean, especially, I mean, I'm a frustrated mother, and like I know it's no picnic. It is not picnic. I mean, of course, I'm a lot better now. I mean, like, you know, I used to be in denial for 4 years. I was like, you know, but I'm okay. you know, well, I have so much in my plate. That's what I was trying to explain to this gentleman this afternoon over the phone. I told him, I'm like, nobody understands now because everybody's, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know, but we're doing amazing things. And because of that, we just cannot afford to go back. Going back would be going to, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. I mean, they say it. They always say it. It's like, and the same thing in Venezuela. It's like they cannot go back. They cannot go back. I mean, I'm telling you, it's probably going to be millions of people not only killed, but tortured, skinned alive. I mean, they tell us that. That's what they do. That's what they do. I was explaining this gentleman, like, come on, it's like, they used to go 3, 4 times to Europe and whatnot, and squander millions of dollars, taxpayer dollars, come on. And now they don't have it. And people who used to fear them, now they're not. So now it's like, inevitably what's going to happen is that they're all, I don't even want to think about it. I mean, I felt like I had to say that because, I mean, he's a very attractive guy, whatever. It's not like, but I told him, like, my libido is it's not what it used to be. It's like I'm concerned with so many other things, but I am aware of, that not being healthy at all. I am aware, and I am, obviously working on it, and like I definitely. I mean, the summertime, that's what I use it to relax and to get you know my speaker at the beach and whatever. Sometimes I bring some beers or a bottle of wine. I mean, I'm not all just. I know you have to balance it. It's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. Not too much fun, not too much play, not too much work either. Not too much you know over what's it called? Analyzing. Well, we know analyze, paralyze. That's one of our slogans in Al-Anon. Oops. Coffee. Which is, I mean, I always say people think I have a problem with substance use or something. Thank God I don't, But that program is for the families and friends of those who do. So it's an amazing 12-step program. It's free. It's all over the planet. You can do it over the phone. You can, it's really good. It's really good. Saved my life. I say I saved my life because I didn't even know what happened to me, and and I don't want to get into that because I don't want to, I had enough with my sister. The poor thing now, I think she's falling apart because I mean, she's a holistic doctor, so she like, I suspect because the last time I spoke with my niece was like 3 years ago, and she told me that she was like, her mood was like, okay, I think she's still not using like estrogen or something. I don't know why she like that. Like I mean, I know. I mean, she got one of the best doctors. That was her professor of homeopathy and her mentor. And he's amazing. Or he was amazing. I don't know if he's still alive. But she still need estrogen. I know it's like, I mean, being without it, I mean, it's just not an option. It's not an option, like, we need, it's what they call a hormone replacement therapy, you have to have something, like, I mean, they had me for years on these freaking placebo pills. They actually do nothing, but since they make a lot of money, so they keep giving it to transsexuals. And they literally do nothing. And even, especially because I was getting generics. So now it's been almost 2 years. I've been getting the injection, which is scary too. I know they put in injections and stuff, but let's hope we don't really have anything. But I mean, the best thing I guess is to make your own compound. I mean, not me, but to buy a compound. Rich people can get their own compound and get it done with. I forgot how they make it, but it's a lot healthier, and you know what it is, and you know what they put in it. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm just gonna say it's an interesting Sunday. I was definitely not expecting my mood to be this low. It's not horrible or anything. I'm not like in a terrible funk or anything, but I was surprised that I was dragging my feet on the street. I'm like, oh my god! It was like I was trying to work out, like to do a little bit of workout. So I'm gonna walk right now to whatever I get, maybe 170. I'll take the 4 train. Let's see how the pigs are doing. The shit is so depressing to see so many pigs watching the turnstiles. I'm like, I literally look like those movies from Nazi Germany, like. And the price, come on, these guys, they make a lot of money an hour. And today is Sunday. Can you imagine they get at least time and a half of our tax dollars. Like, it really pisses me off, The money can go to so many other things, like repairing the subway, for instance. The subway's already paid for. The subway's already paid for, We pay, we are like the second largest, we got the second largest tax in the whole country. It's fraud. It's just fraud. I mean, like, first, they did not maintain. There was no maintenance on the subway for years. And they start falling apart. Like the one train that I used to take, I don't take it no more because there's people that really, I mean, you gotta take it like, even if I have my radio, they'll say like, low, turn it off, like whatever they say like. I remind it's public transit, and they say, yeah, that's why it's public transit. Well, it's not a taxi cab, and even if it was a taxi cab, like I had one time this argument back and forth on YouTube because this lady in Africa, she had taken a taxi. She was complaining the guy, kept talking on the phone and that he had music and whatever. Like, you hire a service to take you somewhere. You do not hire a human being. Whatever. I don't know how much they pay over there, but over here you pay like $10, $15. What are you buying? You're buying the whole human being. They want him to be like this, that, and that's another reason why I left African American. I stopped reading African American Twitter because it's like all this bullshit. It's like, oh, my taxi driver is chatty, or he is smell, or he this and that, or he that. Slavery talk. Like, come on. You get what you get, and that's it. You want to go somewhere. I really feel like, come on, we cannot be, but that's the legacy of colonization. Everybody respect them, like in the movies. We want the help to be very well behaved, otherwise we like, how dare they? How dare they what? They're human beings. He felt like talking on the phone. He took you to your destination, right? But shut up. Later.